My name is Renita Roberts, and I'm a clinical psychologist, and I specialize in the area of pediatric feeding disorders. And I'm a clinical team lead for the STARS program at the Harris Center. At the feeding clinic, we really focus on treating children with pediatric feeding disorders. So initially we have parents that come in and they're all obviously very anxious and they're very worried because they feel the guilt of having a child that's not actually growing. And we often have to explain to them the feeding disorder is much more complex than that. This is not their fault.
Before that, Jared used to eat nothing, to be honest with you. Maybe just French fries, and he might eat just 4 or 5 pieces of French fries, and that's it. So with Dr. Robert, we started, she started doing it by herself, and I was looking through the mirror, you know, the sessions. And at the beginning, he was throwing up, like he doing in the house. But because we had 2 swallow studies, and they explained to us that nothing was wrong physically, this was more behavior, so we knew it was okay. So yes, the kids might do that. He would throw up, and after he threw up, he was fine because he knew he will get with it.
Pediatric feeding disorders is where a child is unable or unwilling to eat a variety or volume of foods enough to sustain their nutritional status or their psychosocial well-being. Many of the times they come in and they've already received lots of treatment and no one can get their child to eat. So we use behavioral techniques to try to expose their child to the foods that they are averse to and reward them when they actually start eating.
When they come in, they're usually only eating one food item or only a certain brand of a food item. And what we do is we increase variety and we increase the volume of food intake. And we also decrease any behaviors such as hitting, kicking, spitting, screaming, vomiting to get out of mealtime.
So we do 1-hour sessions once per week. And it really varies depending on the child's severity of their feeding disorder. If we have a mild food refuser, it can be as short as a couple of months of treatment. And then if we have a severe food refuser, we've even had them as long as 6 or 7 months. So I would say an average time is probably about 4 or 5 months for a kid to really kind of expand their variety, self-feeding, enjoying meal times by the time that they graduate.
It was a struggle for a couple of weeks, I won't lie. It was a battle, no eating at all, maybe 2 or 3 spoons, and that's it. But I knew eventually he would break this pattern.
So we see kids that are neurotypical and also kids on the autism spectrum, and we use visual aids to help the child understand that this is not going to go on forever. You have 10 bites, we're going to let you peel off a spoon off of a board and throw it in a bucket, and you have 9 bites left, and we celebrate each bite. And so kids really learn to kind of enjoy it after a while because they realize that this is actually something that they can do. They build confidence and they overcome their aversions.
We feel really, really, not just relieved, but happy to see how Jared is doing progress. Now, you just put the spoon in front of you like you saw the biggest, and he will open them up and do it.
With this job, I wake up in the morning and I'm so happy, you know, knowing that I'm making a difference in individuals' lives. It's exciting for the team, it's exciting for the parents, it's exciting for the individual. Everyone is just happy knowing that you've changed a life.
So what I love about this program is that you see the reward. You see the child absolutely turn it around and start actually liking the food. The exposure is the key to this. So once you expose them enough times, they start realizing it's not so bad. Whatever they have in their mind about that food is not real. And so then they start liking that food. And there is nothing more rewarding than that. We're offering a feeding disorders clinic for people of all walks of life, for people that do not have the means to pay, all the way from people that can private pay. Because no one should be told that they don't have the means to be able to get their child to eat. So that's what makes me love this job.